We know that children of color have less prepared and less experienced teachers and less access to the building blocks of quality education, such as a high-quality relevant curriculum, access to quality content, current and appropriate materials and equipment, as well as supports like counselors, libraries, and for English language students, less access to the sorts of teachers, teaching materials, and assessments they need to support language learning and educational success. And we know that closing the gap in access to effective teaching can go a long way toward addressing these challenges. We know that the least experienced and prepared teachers typically teach the most advantaged students, just like Representative Chu shared with us, and that there are high attrition rates for less prepared and supported teachers. And this makes a revolving door atmosphere in communities of color and disadvantaged communities, and really wastes the resources that you've invested in teachers who leave in professional development and put schools at a further disadvantage because of the revolving door atmosphere that we've created. Each teacher replacement is estimated to cost between $15,000 and $20,000, and we know that in these dire economic times that we're facing right now, for schools that are already challenged with meeting student needs, that can be a huge cost and a huge churn in wasting resources. Students taught by underqualified teachers have significantly lower achievement in reading and in math, and these effects are only magnified in poorly staffed schools. So we know that other reforms can't work very well when the teaching force is underprepared and when it's unstable. Now, this chart was developed as part of the evidence base for a lawsuit in California, and it shows the California example of the inequitable distribution of less prepared teachers. So what you see here is the percentage of minority students by decile and the percentage of interns in California. And you see that the more minority students that are in the school, then the higher percentage of interns they have. So we see this example showing, and it's not just California. These are numbers that we could run all over the country. We can run them in terms of poverty, and we can run them in terms of achievement as well. We see the highest percentage of intern teachers in the lowest performing schools and those schools with the highest concentrations of low-income and minority students of color. Now, another exhibit that was developed for this lawsuit graphed the percentage of interns versus achievement, and it looks exactly the inverse, right? It goes this way, in that the more the schools with the highest achievement had the lowest number of interns and the lowest percentages of interns. And we think that that's because these schools were able to support and develop these new teachers effectively in order to raise and maintain high student achievement levels. So, if preparation, support, and development are at the heart of effective teaching, we at the NAACP want to prepare, support, and develop our way out of the teaching gap problem. That's why we've been working with the groups who are represented today on the letter that you all have received, and that's what the research supported in our forthcoming report called Finding Our Way Back to First details.